Next on CTV News, anxiety at the gas pump.
Take a look at this here. Higher prices and shortages at the pump. I'm Byron Scott. That story coming up.
Good evening. I'm Patricia Vallone with a CTV News update. Maryland officials are moving to boost the flow of gasoline supplies into the state as motorists are grappling with the Colonial Pipeline, which went dry after it was hacked. The comptroller's office says that it will allow distributors to use fuel typically used in the winter months. Meantime, motorists have yet to see that bounty. Byron Scott has our story.
I'm Byron Scott at an Exxon station in Landover. Take a look at this pump here. Motorists will tell you that this they're seeing more often. They're calling it a sign of the times.
That's the only gas you can buy in all these gas stations out here. All you can buy is Supreme gas. The regular and the plus, they out everywhere.
The operators of this Exxon station in Landover tell me they ran out of regular and extra grade gas earlier today. And as Terrell Jackson noted, the only one left is the higher priced Supreme.
Well, unfortunately, that's all I use anyway.
Carl Harris normally uses high test, but he couldn't help but notice the now higher price.
I normally pay around $2.99, so that's almost like $1 extra already.
And right now it's about $3.71?
Yeah.
The average price for a gallon of regular gasoline in Prince George's County is $3.01, which doesn't really matter if the gas station has no regular gas.
So that means that we got to pay more money just to get some gas. I don't like that. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, but I don't. We ain't feeling that right now.
Blame the situation on that hacked Colonial Pipeline that runs from Texas to the northeast United States. In some locations, there is a shortage of gas. At other locations, like this Costco in Glen Arden, the lines are long, very long. And back at the Exxon station, tempers are getting short.
Don't nobody want to keep paying all this money for Supreme. I'm about to fill up my gas can now just so I can cut grass.
Byron Scott, CTV News.
Federal officials say the Colonial Pipeline could be up and running within a few days, but AAA Mid-Atlantic says it could take 2 more weeks to get back to full capacity in the pipeline. Prince George's leaders send a letter to state and federal authorities opposing the maglev project. 10 council members and County Executive Angela Alsobrooks say they are against the high-speed train that would connect D.C. to Baltimore in 15 minutes. While supporters say it would cut down on congestion and stimulate the economy, local lawmakers say there will be little benefit to Prince George's.
When it comes to a social justice, an economic justice, a transportation justice, why would we think it was a good idea to have a train that's going to plow through Prince George's County without stopping and leaving any economic benefit for us? It just doesn't make sense. It'll destroy businesses, it'll divide communities, it'll pollute our air, especially during construction. And what do we get for it? They keep promising us some jobs. Well, we've heard that before. And from what we can see, it'll be some short-term construction jobs, and that's about it.
Ivy also says that maglev will not be affordable to the average resident. According to federal estimates, a one-way trip could cost $60. An announcement on easing pandemic restrictions on area businesses could come as soon as next week. County Executive Angela Alsobrooks made the comment last night during an online town hall with residents. Alsobrooks says infection and hospitalization rates are down and vaccination rates are up. So she expects to fully reopen businesses on Monday, May 17th at 5 p.m. Most Prince George's businesses are currently operating at 50% capacity. And the state reports 471 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours. An additional 9 residents have died from the virus. Currently, 770 Marylanders are in the hospital with the virus. Meantime, a reminder, the Family Life Center at the First Baptist Church of Glen Arden today is allowing residents to get vaccinated without making an appointment. If you receive unemployment benefits, listen up. The Maryland Department of Labor is changing how payments will be made. You will soon be able to get the funds deposited directly into your account or by check. prepaid cards will be phased out. The Cash campaign runs the Bank on Maryland program to help low to moderate residents open a bank account.
For individuals with low income, they have the option to open bank accounts at various financial institutions across the state. The Bank of Maryland program has made that a little bit easier so that folks have an option they can choose that makes sense because it is part of the national account standards. So these accounts have low monthly maintenance fees of $0 to $5 per month. They do not permit overdraft, and they have a debit card with a Visa or MasterCard logo that allows individuals to make payments online, by phone, or in person when accessing their funds.
Now, there are some deadlines rapidly approaching. What do people need to do now to make this happen?
We encourage claimants to make a decision in the Beacon portal that they use in order to notify the Department of Labor of their choice between a direct deposit account or paper checks.
Again, the deadline to request direct deposit for unemployment benefits is May 21st. The unemployment changes take place on May 24th. For more information on setting up an account, you can log on to bankonmaryland.org. And you are watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Malone. We'll be back in just a moment.
Children are spending more time at home. Teachers, parents, neighbors, and friends, it's up to you to keep them safe. Now more than ever, it's important to stay connected. By phone, video chat, and social media. If you have concerns or see changes in a child, be there for them. Ask questions. Seek help. Report suspected child abuse or neglect.
Welcome back. The city of Greenbelt is considering a proposal to provide reparations to residents who are descendants of slaves. Mayor Colin Byrd says he proposed in April that the city establish a commission to study how to provide reparations. But Byrd says the city council voted to put the question on the November ballot. While he says Greenbelt was created as part of the New Deal, it excluded minorities.
From the early days of Greenbelt, you saw residential segregation, and specifically you saw the exclusion of non-white Americans from the city. So you could build the city, but you couldn't live in the city. And to this day, we are seeing some of the consequences of that in terms of the geographical patterns in Greenbelt. And also, like I said, some of these other disparities in quality of life in various parts of the city. And so, this is to help address that.
The council will also include Native Americans in the reparations proposal. A new report shows that homelessness in the Washington metro region is down. The Council of Governments says regional homelessness has dropped 15% from 2020 to 2021. During its most recent metro region survey, COG found that 8,300 people were experiencing homelessness. Since 2017, homelessness across the region has decreased by 25%.
It's good to see decreases. We're also a little, I would say, unsure of what the impacts of the eviction moratoriums have been on the decreased inflow into our systems overall. So I think we're all kind of waiting to see, we won't know for a while what the impacts of that have been. So,
meantime, the findings show that Prince George's saw a 19% increase in homelessness from 2020 to 2021. The field of candidates in the 2022 race for Maryland governor continues to expand. Baltimore businessman Mike Rosenbaum is joining the fray. Rosenbaum says that he wants to build an inclusive economy, improve healthcare access, and make sure schools are training students for the future.
We have to rethink why our healthcare system keeps costing more, but we still struggle to keep our families healthy. Ask ourselves, what do we actually expect our schools to do? And redesign our criminal justice system, which has been plagued by centuries of systemic bias, so it finally brings fairness and equity to the forefront. We can create a Maryland that works for everyone.
Rosenbaum made his announcement yesterday. A lifelong Maryland resident, he was raised in Montgomery County. An economist with a law degree from Harvard, Rosenbaum worked in the Clinton White House. Well, this is National Police Week, sponsored in part by the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund. A series of events are planned. This year, like 2020, the events will be held virtually due to the pandemic. Police Week has been observed since 1962 when President John F. Kennedy issued a proclamation. Tomorrow night at 8, during a virtual candlelight vigil, the names of officers who died in the line of duty this past year will be read.
This past year, Brian, we put on the wall 394 names. And 2020 will go down as one of the deadliest years in history for law enforcement. 182 of those names represent COVID deaths.
For more information, you can go to nleomf.org. And we'll have more news in just a moment. Stay with us.
The coronavirus has affected the African American community in many ways, including a drastic drop in blood donations. This is the time to take care of one another, and blood transfusions from healthy African American donors can be a life-saving treatment for patients with sickle cell disease or cancer. The American Red Cross adheres to the highest standards of safety and infection control and urges you to come out to donate. Please, make an appointment today at redcrossblood.org.
Thanks for staying with us. Well, police are investigating a fatal pedestrian hit and run in Camp Springs. The incident happened around 9:30 last night in the 5700 block of Allentown Road. Police say 64-year-old Alvin Freeland of Lothian was struck by a dark-colored sedan. Freeland was pronounced dead on the scene. Anyone with information on the incident is asked to contact police at 1-866-411-TIPS. Bowie State University wants to give veterans an opportunity to earn a college degree in just 3 years. It's called the Building Capacity for Veterans program. The new accelerated degree will allow veterans or their spouses to get a bachelor's degree in computer technology or computer science. The program is now open to applicants.
What we're doing is we actually are looking at their past experiences within the military that the veterans can hopefully receive credit for. So these some of their earlier, let's say their lower division courses. And so that's the opportunity in terms of the program being accelerated. So what we've normally been asking for is that for our military vets to provide their at least a transcript as well as a dossier of their past experiences.
Classes will begin in the fall. For more information on the Building Capacity for Veterans program, you can visit bowiestate.edu. The deadline is fast approaching for Mount Rainier's Youth Scholarship Program. 7 lucky students could win $1,000. To apply, you must live in Mount Rainier and be a graduating senior or a current college student. Technical and vocational students are also eligible. Finalists selected will serve as education ambassadors.
So we're creating a support system in order for them to be able to succeed. And through the pandemic, I don't see no perfect time more than today for them to realize that one, they have a support system, 2, the city's investing in them, and 3, we want to make sure they are the best they can be, and create a system where they could check in, make sure everything's fine, with the idea that the longer the scholarship goes on, we could continue having the groups of the students meet each other and become mentors to others.
The deadline is this Friday at 5 p.m. For more information, visit mountrainiermd.org. And now let's get a quick check on your 3-day weather forecast tonight. Partly cloudy with a low around 45 degrees. Thursday, sunny with a high near 69, a low of 48. Friday and Saturday, mostly sunny skies with daytime highs near the low 70s. Evening lows will be around 50 degrees. Now for your community calendar, Prince George's County Executive Angela Alsobrooks is encouraging residents who are not vaccinated to come out to a 24-hour vaccine-a-thon. The event starts at 9 a.m. Friday, May 14th. It'll run through Saturday, May 15th. Enjoy music, games, entertainment, and tons of giveaways. Residents who book an appointment in advance will be eligible for prizes. Walk-ups are also welcome. For more information and to register, you can visit the County Executive's Facebook page. And that is your CTV News Update. I'm Patricia Vallone. Have a great evening.